Hey there, thought I'd put together a video on how to quarry rock just for geologic sampling. Just a little how-to in case you want to go out and collect enough rock. For us it's a standard doing geochronology with zircon. For you it might be something else, but this is a pretty efficient system. It's mobile, it all fits into a rental van, and let me walk you through it. So we brought the giant pig, this water tank, 250 gallons. Turns out there's water right there. So had we not known there was water down the creek, we would have needed the whole thing in the pig, because we're going through about 5 gallons per tank of gas on the diamond saw. But before I get ahead of myself, let me introduce you to everything. So kind of the core of the operation is the generator. And so the generator runs everything except for the gas-powered diamond saw. That in turn runs a high-pressure pump. And so that pump is what allows us to run water through the saw. And then this just has a little pigtail that goes into a bucket. And so now we're just pulling water from the creek. And so this sweetly has a water, it's a cooler and it's a dust prohibitor. So the sweet thing about that is you're not covered in dust. So this does all the cutting. Then once we've either cut just one side of the rock, or if it's a big rock, we cut all 3 sides. We then come in with our electric jackhammer. So the jackhammer is what does the final splitting. Now, you might be wondering, okay, that's great if you get the rock off the hill. How do you get it off the hill? Well, what's kind of cool is just using this rock drill. It's an 1.5 inch diameter bit, so it's a huge bit. It's the SDS Max or Ultra or some giant SDS configuration. But you use that, you drill holes in the rock, and so you can see what we split off up here. And so right here you can actually see the holes that we drilled. Drill the holes, mix up a little slurry of Dexpan, expanding concrete, and literally come back in a day. It takes, for us, since this gabbro is so hard, it took at least 24 hours, like 12 hours, nothing. Woke up the next morning and finally it had been kind of split up enough for us to finally break it off the side of the outcrop. Then you see, so this is a big block that's basically been split off with the Dexpan, and what we're doing is we're rolling them down the hill, and down at the bottom of the hill we cut them with the saw, split them with the jackhammer. We're quarrying the Duluth gabbro. We got clearance from the Forest Service, so don't go run off into any outdoors and just do this. You got to get clearance for whatever lands you're sampling from. But that's pretty much the whole process, is just break it off the wall, cut it with the saw, split it with the jackhammer, and load it. And it's working pretty good. It is a lot of work, but at least it's allowing us to get some rock off of a hard wall. A couple of suggestions I've found, so this is almost just my little personal reminder. I'm gonna watch this before I do this again. You gotta realize electrical tools don't have the oomph that a pneumatic does. So a pneumatic jackhammer, a pneumatic drill with the star bit, those things go through this rock probably twice, maybe even 10 times faster. That Makita electric rock hammer drill, it takes almost an hour a hole, so really slow. The most valuable tool here is the steel brick saw, rock saw, tile saw. That thing has allowed us to cut through these giant boulders and then break them down into small manageable blocks. Tongue twister. Without that, we couldn't have done any of this, because this gabbro is so hard that just a jackhammer alone is not going to break it up. Hope you enjoyed it. See you next video.